It's like, look at me, I have 33 def and 32 res. I'm an armored unit. It's basically like Sheena with an attack stat.
See, guys, this is what happens when I tell Jay that we're doing this video. He starts off with that.
Oh, great.
Anyways, I'm just gonna summon real quick because I wanna try and get one more Takumi. Just one more. Let's see what we get. It's gonna be a 3-star. Yeah.
Did you ever look at that Takumi you got for the IVs?
He was minus attack, like
and
like
beautiful
HP plus. So I was just like, yeah, you're gone. You're gone, my friend.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful father.
So he's already far gone. I already fed him to Henry because, yeah, I'm not dealing with that stuff. In fact, I'm leveling up this Henry. I was planning to do this before we did that, so, you know, there he has close counter. I also gave him threatened speed because, you know, why make all of the Takumi go to waste? Let's just give it all. Anyways, Alright, so we're going to start off with the new banner here, guys. And we're going to talk about what we think about the units and, well, how we feel about them. So, usually when we do this, we start off with colorless. So, at least we used to, but I think now we're going to go from, you know, red to colorless. So, red, if there were blue, then green, then, you know. So, starting off with red, here's the one character you're probably going to jail for, guys. You're most likely going to jail.
You know, the one thing that Nowi makes me think of with that art style is like, is she from fucking No Game No Life? Because that really is the first impression she gives me.
You know, a lot of people really got upset about this art, but honestly, when you look at her art compared to her original one, it's honestly very, very similar. Because
I mean, the reason why I pointed that out is because it's the same vibrant colors.
I mean,
just put her side by side with the elf of that show, and it's the same color of hair, the same color of eyes.
But like,
it's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, she has the same amount of clothing no matter what, but she actually has a little bit more with this, just because all around her arms. But anyways,
my complaint is it's really just how her attacking animation looks so fucking uncomfortable for me. That's the main problem I have with her.
So the first thing I'm going to say real quick, guys, just when it comes to Nowi as a unit, Grimoire is not a tome you're probably going to want to use. I mean, it's a decent enough attack. It's one of those, you know...
It's one of those really gimmicky weapons that can be used somewhat.
I mean, it's not terrible like, say, turfing for Selef, in a sense. It's just kind of something that I don't really see a lot of people using. You know, for...
I mean, like, 99% of the builds are just like, oh, by the way, Blade Tome, because Flyer Emblem.
Yeah, that's probably what you're going to go with. That, or even Altom, because of her special little passive down here, which apparently people are using. So
Altom can work, yeah.
Altom can work really well for her, but as it goes for Nowi, let's just talk about her stats real quick. I did have a presentation for it, but those photos are corrupted, apparently, because I'm clicking on them. I was clicking on them a bit ago, and they aren't working. That's great. Okay, cool. Fun stuff.
Well, rip.
So, let's just start off with her HP. She has 34 neutral. Attack is 34 neutral. Speed is 32 neutral. Defense is 20. 27 for resistance. And, you know, that's a pretty normal kind of mage, honestly. Which is substantial because she's on a broom, guys, and she can fly. Yay.
Yeah, she has 34 attack, 32 speed. Tarja would have 32 attack and 34 speed.
Yep, she's basically the one. When people ask me what boons you really want for her, speed will push her far, far further than attack ever will.
In general, Blade Tome always wants speed plus.
Yes, you always want speed for Blade Tomes. Typically, you know, because go ahead.
In all honesty, the second best boon would be Res, because it's a jump of 4. And also because attack is kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I don't want it to exactly say pointless, just because, like, you get so much attack from the tome, you get an extra 30 attack if you have, like, an Inoka and a 45 flyer around. So, like, you already have a ton of attack.
Not even including...
res can be really nice because...
Yeah.
Yeah, not even including her base stat. Well, if you include the base stat, the tome, and then the buff, she jumps to 77 attack, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
But yeah, at this point, res plus can be a bit better. Because then she's able to bait and kill units.
Yeah, with her boon, she jumps, you said this before, she jumps 4 points. It's 27 neutrally, and then she buffs up to 31 with a res boost. So if you get res, that's not a bad thing. Just as long as it didn't attack her speed, or, I guess, the one you would really want for a Bane, I guess, would be defense.
Yeah, defense is completely pointless because, well... 20 def is not gonna protect you for shit. Like, 54 attack kills you.
Yeah.
From a red.
I mean, she has the stat spreads for a really good tome unit, at least. Especially when you add to the fact that she's on a flying... I mean, I was gonna say like a fly, like a Wyvern or a Pegasus, but she's on a broom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like... if you get speed plus and you get like an own flyer support, she jumps all the way up to 41 speed already, and that's without like one gold or like supports and whatever else.
I mean, it can be insane, and of course she's going to be an essential part of what you would want if you're building a Blade Tome, flyer emblem. And she already has Hone Flyers, so...
One thing that kind of makes me disappointed is the fact that Henry did not get her haste skill, because her haste skill on Henry is actually not bad.
Yeah.
Because Henry is tied with Riss in the highest res of this game.
Yes, he is.
Sitting at 36. So, like, with that, you hit, like, the 40-something, which is really easy to do, because Henry is an armored unit, and you always want an armored unit to be next to him, so armor march procs.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, all in all, though, let's focus on Nowi for real quick, since we can. What would you rate Nowi as? Where would you rate her? Like, if you were to summon, would you say summon for her, or would you just say pass?
I would say summon for her, but if you're going to summon for everyone on the banner, I would recommend not summoning reds until you have 4% pity rate. The reason why I say this is because her rate is abysmal. And it's funny because she's the first red unit on a seasonal banner at all.
Yeah.
And you can really feel it because our rate is like 2.52%, which is extremely low. The reason why I say 4% is when you should like start summoning for it is because it's very like reds are everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the orbs are everywhere, but summoning Nowi from them at very early percentage is kind of hard. Then again, I'm saying this if you have like a bunch of orbs and you pay for the game. If not, well, go from 2%, like, maybe you'll get lucky. I'm just saying, like, at 4%, your rate will be more around 3.3%, which is...
a little bit better.
A lot better.
Yeah. Alright, so, Nowi, I would say, is about an S tier, probably, or A. She's bordering around there. If you put her into a Flyer Emblem team, she's going to have she's going to have an S, obviously.
I would say she's A+, and in Flyer Emblem, she jumped to S+.
Yeah. I mean, just on
like,
basic tier list.
Our stat spread is not
great, but
amazing, but it works.
Yes.
Like, she's around, like, the closest thing I can compare her to is May. She has attack, her speed is kind of shaky unless you get speed plus. If you get speed plus, she jumps to S tier, in my opinion. But
outside of Flyer Emblem, she would probably...
Yeah, that's outside of Flyer Emblem, all I'm saying right now. If she's in Flyer Emblem, she hits retarded amount of everything, so... like,
that's the same kind of thing with Cavalier units, You just...
Like, I mean, like, if you have a res plus, she hits 37 res, and with an ally support, which you probably have, because you tend to, like, ally support together Flyer units, she jumps to 39 res with res plus.
Yep. It's insane, isn't it? Alright, well, let's move on. Let's move on to the next one, since we can. That, of course, is our lovely little Henry. Granted, my Henry is not done, and he's going to be changed completely soon, so... But...
Fuck that voice actor. I don't want to see him do any more work. Seriously, like, Henry's voice just makes me cringe so much.
Okay. Okay, enough about his voice. Henry is probably, I would say, the best unit in the banner. Just out of
that's
stats.
debatable.
But, I mean, I know people might go with Jakob over that as well. So, I still think he's the best one because, I mean, considering where he once was, you know, normal Henry, this is a huge leap.
It's
Jesus.
Definitely an improvement, but in my opinion, Nowi would be the best, and then second best would be Henry tied with Sakura and Jakob. Well, like all three of them are really like kind of equivalent. Jakob is a Sheena, but colorless. Henry has insane res and good def. With Ground Raven, he's able to deal with Brave Lyn and Reinhardt with no problem whatsoever. But like I said, it's
well.
It really
I see him as, I mean, even with all of that, he would still be pretty powerful, just because he's inherently a you know, armor unit, so he has really crazy stats. I mean, with Fury right now, he's at 40 speed. Obviously, this of course is a speed boon, Henry. For an armored unit, he has a lot of speed, like quite a bit.
It's basically Amelia all over again, but mage.
Yeah, and not only that, he has fair enough defense, and again, we've gone over this before, his resistance is ridiculously high for a armored unit too, you know?
It's funny, because I was looking at his res, and the one I got was res plus, attack minus res plus. Great, but I mean, now that I like sit down and look at it, it's like, that's actually not bad.
Yeah,
because
that's not a bad
I can hit like 40... I can hit 40 res without Fury.
Yep. I mean, all in all, he is a very, very strong... I still see him as a very strong green unit, and...
Oh, he's definitely strong.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
Considering the fact that he's come into a meta where, you know, Reinhardts are still so valuable, still so powerful, and, you know, you can deck him out and give him a Raven Tome if you want to, or even an Owl Tome if you can build him in other ways. And he will...
Yeah, Altom and Armor Emblem is definitely good, especially since you want to surround him with unit anyway for Armor March to proc on everyone and himself.
I mean, so generally like, you want him surrounded by his allies, because...
So like, in general, he already starts with +6 in every stats.
Yeah, and from there, it just will evolve, you know, further. I mean, you know, technically, he's going to go beyond, you know, this defense value here, and he's going to go into the 30s with an Owl Tome, and that's not including things like wards or, you know, fortifies, which will boost that even further. So,
yeah, this is why I consider Owl Tomer is better tome between Blade and Owl, because the problem with Fortify and Own is, since your other armored unit will be surrounding Henry to give the buffs away, they won't buff each other either, but if you have wards, they will buff each other.
Yeah. Well, all my other units have wards, and I'm going to be changing him up quite a bit since I got, you know, this is just like a kind of set-piece build right now, like, just kind of as a... You know, you could build him with Fury if you don't have certain abilities, because Fury will... People get mad at me for putting Fury on him, like, they got mad at me for that, but... I mean, it's a good steroid. It boosts up his res beyond levels that he doesn't, you know...
I mean, honestly, the only really good option I could say aside from Fury would be...
Close counter.
Well, that, but also attack / res bond, which requires you killing a Nowi, which, yeah, no.
Something to put him around, you know, eventually that would actually be even better, considering the fact that putting that ability on there. I honestly think Henry here, considering where he was previously at C, like, you know, probably C, B, somewhere around there, he's definitely S for me. At least. Yeah,
like, he was C before Brave Lyn's introduction. Brave Lyn's introduction made Raven Tome relevant, so he was useful because of that.
Yeah.
Purely because of Brave Lyn, that's it.
But now we have him in a new form that is not only powerful, potent, but he also has high resistances, can really get high defense. It's ridiculous. And
also, fun fact, I think with the release of Henry, we now have gotten more green tome added to this game than we did axes since the start of this game.
Well, you know, eventually we'll get there, but I think Henry's the one unit you would really want to pull for. That's just me, but, you know.
Well, I mean,
it also helps that, you know, he's also
it helps
easier.
that his rate is really high.
Yeah, he's the easier unit to pull just because of green units. We've kind of gone over the math before, so.
Yeah.
But,
like, I keep talking about this with other people because, like, I'm talking about pull with other people, and they're like, oh, that explains a lot, because, like, I keep getting my greens at, like, 6, 7 orbs, but reds, they are like, fuck you.
Yeah, so where would you rate Henry on a tier list if you were to put him in there?
Oh my god, like, both of the armored units are extremely weird to rank up, because it's like, well, with Armor March, you can use them, like, however the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Without much repercussion, but at the same time, you're like, it's really confusing. I would put Henry, honestly, at S tier.
Yeah, that's where I would put him.
And in, like, Armor Emblem, he definitely breaks the S+ tier, no problem.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's move on to the next two units. We're going to move on to the next armored unit, actually.
Oh, Jesus Christ, those 6 Deirdre laying around.
The what?
The 6 Deirdre you have laying around.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean the 6 Deirdre? That's 4 Julias and 2 Deirdre. They just look very
They
similar.
look so close.
I know. I went through and I was like, okay, I'm going to make Julia really good, and none of them have good IVs, so I'm just not sure what to do with them. But I'll work with them. I'll make them work, don't worry. But still, you know, because they're still technically, you know, it's going to be +3 at the end, and, you know, I can make it work. Anyways, Jakob. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Jakob is an odd duck, honestly. Like, he comes with a solid 35 attack, which is definitely solid. That's Brave,
no,
Brave? What?
Bridal
Cordelia.
Yeah, Bride of Cordelia levels.
I was going to say Brave Cordelia for some reason.
Yep.
I'm just mixing two cancerous units together, don't mind me. But yeah, like, that's Bride Cordelia's attack. Yep. Together with Henry and Armor March, that's actually really good.
Yep.
But without Armor March, it loses a lot of momentum.
Yeah, he does. Well, you know, the thing is, you do need to build these units to make sure that they have that kind of capability. I mean,
well, yeah, like, synergy means absolutely everything in this game right now. Like, there's a reason why my Takumi can body, like, armored unit in GHB in 1 round. That's purely about my fucking synergy in my team.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you a comparison, like, I mean, if you did not have Armor March, if, like, Henry did not have it, I would not see him as that viable, because it's so necessary to have it. I really like both Jakob and Henry from this one, because it made armored units interesting, a bit more interesting to me.
It's also funny because they release both side by side, and they are, like, the perfect pair together. Like, they need to go together because they're the only 2 ranged units, so they're the 2 that benefits the most from Armor March. And
since Henry has it innately, it's great. You know, also, people were asking, what should I put Brave Bow on him? And it's just, well, yes. You should. Well,
it's like either Brave Bow or Sling Bow.
Yeah, I mean, Sling Bow can do really well.
There's no in between.
Yeah. But, like, I remember someone asking me why I got rid of Monstrous Bow, and it was just because, well, he'll attack, and he'll do a bit of damage, but I feel if you're going to go for a unit like this, you know, Death Blow and Brave Bow are just good combinations for it.
I mean, the main problem with Monstrous Bow either way is you'll most likely be baiting if you're going to go with the Monstrous Bow setup. And if you do bait, the way the AI works is like they won't move all the units around so the Monstrous Bow's effect hit everyone. It's going to be like one unit that come to attack you, and then the Monstrous Bow will hit absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I find the effect great, but, like, for most circumstances, it just doesn't work too well.
In all honesty, I find it kind of disappointing that this effect is on a weapon now. That's inheritable before we even get Veronica. Like,
I had the same discussion with someone else on this, actually. They were kind of bummed that it didn't, it came like that, but, oh well.
I mean, I'm not pissed out over it, but
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
I mean, but Jacob has a really weird stat spread. The one stat that, honestly, is the lowest is something that's usually highly valued for an archer, you know?
Yeah, basically speed. But honestly, speed is not that important, especially on an archer.
Yeah. Well,
With, well, more or less. It depends. But
well,
like,
I mean, it's valuable for a lot of archers to double, and not be doubled, but the thing is, you know, because archers are usually very frail, outside of maybe the occasional Leon or, you know, Niles.
Leon, well, no. Well, Niles for res,
Or
I guess.
Innes, and, you know, things like that for mages.
Not,
or...
well, yeah. Niles and Ines for res, and Tekumi/Leon for depth.
Usually, these kind of characters that, you know, people build, bruisers, you know, things like that. I mean, Brave Len does not have any defenses, really.
Yeah, which is funny, because people are like, what the fuck, you plan on spending 40k feathers on a Leon you got? Why not use your Brave Len? Yeah, Brave Len and Bridal Cordelia. And I'm just like, well, Bridal Cordelia can tank a fucking hit. If this encounter procs on her, she's dead. Period. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And Lynn, well, while she's not bad, the thing is, my Leon is going to have 4 more base attack than she does.
Well,
and 4 attack on a Brave Bow is insanely important.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to an archer, and especially since he has access to wary fighter, speed does not matter, really, for him.
Yep, that too.
So he just doesn't have to worry about any of the consequences that come with having the lower speed as long as he retains his health, which, with, by the way, 38, you know, like, of course, I have a bit more defense here, but, you know, the 30-something defense and 30 res that he has, yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I believe it's 32 def and 33 res, which is very similar to Sheena's stat spread, just a bit less. Which is funny, because I was like, Henry is going to be like a inferior Sheena. Turns out that's Jakob, and then I'm like, Jakob, I have no idea, probably like a DPS. And it's like, nope, that's Henry. Whatever.
Yeah, 33 defense, 32 res, which is kind of ridiculous for him. In Ward, like, if you were to make Ward, you know, emblem a thing for him, he would just, you know...
Like, he hits so much res at this point that Reinhardt cannot kill him. Yeah. Even with, like, Horse Emblem. And I'm not sure, but I think that even at plus 10, he wouldn't be able to kill him.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of outrageous, but there is, of course, some exchange for this because he is a colorless. He's going to have some problems with, you know, Raven Tomes, which are obviously a lot more pertinent in some areas, you know.
Well, yeah, that just comes
with the territory. When it comes to Jacob, just real quick, since we're here, where would you rank him on a tier list, or where would you put him?
Well, I'll rank him at the same place I rank Sheena, which is A+, but in obviously in Armor Emblem he jumps to S+.
Okay.
Same thing with Sheena, by the way. Sheena's A+, but she jumps to S+, no problem. In fact, she's so potent that she would be a tier above S+ in Armor Emblem. She is the entire reason why Armor Emblem was even working in the first place before this banner, because her with this encounter was bodying Reinhardt. No problem, no questions asked. Reinhardt was just like, oh look, I can do like a 0 times 2. Am I special?
And then I'm dead later. Anyway.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but that's kind of why Henry exists now. Now you don't have to really put the money into like getting a distant counter for it.
Like the main problem that overall Armor Emblem had is it was already good. In fact, it's basically the ultimate team, quote unquote, for Arena. But the main problem is it was so expensive to pump out that most people could not actually enjoy it.
And now I feel units are a little bit more readily available. Not only that, Amelia's in a banner now for some reason. So whatever. Let's move on to Sakura, who honestly,
It's funny how many Reinhardt counter we're getting these days. Like Olivia with distant counter seal. Oh yeah, that can tank Reinhardt.
All right,
and kill him. Oh look, Deirdre. Well, fuck you, Reinhardt. I have 43 res. Oh look, now we have Sakura and
kitty
fucking
paddle.
Henry on the same banner. On
I
top
just-
of an inheritable weapon that just fucks Reinhardt up. Jesus Christ.
I know. The funniest thing that I found about this was when Sakura showed up, and I saw the kitty paddle, and like, I think my first reaction to this was, so she's Kagero, but she's for she's Kagero, but she's only for mage use. And I'm just like, this is gonna be a disaster for poor Reinhardt or anyone.
Oh god. Yeah, and then you realize that it's even more might than the poison dagger.
Yeah, it is. Not only that, but as a unit, Sakura is. I mean, people were like, "Oh my god, I can give that weapon to Felicia." No, she's better.
I plan on actually doing this because I pulled 3 of her.
You're actually gonna give it to Felicia?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Because Felicia is a bit more adept at dealing with mages, just a bit more. At the same time, I'm like, that's another unit I can grab HM on.
But Sakura is an insanely powerful res tank.
Yep, she is. And ironically, she's also the second highest offensive ninja of the game.
Yes, that's the
which
weirdest
is so
part.
fucking weird.
That's
like, look, I'm a little necromancer.
I mean, okay, let's just to give you an example. I think Jafar was the other one who had the most innate attack, right? If I recall correctly, or was
no,
that
Jafar?
Oh,
Jafar's sitting at 26 attack. He's dog shit.
Okay.
No, it's
Who was it then?
Summer Frederick.
Oh yeah, Summer Frederick. Oh my god. Yeah, he had like what 20 something, I thought.
32, I think. Let me check.
You know what? Let me check too, real quick. Yeah, he had 32 naturally. 29 was it? But yeah, wait a second. Yeah, he's tied.
32 attack.
They're tied. They're tied. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, but the thing is, Sakura is a bit more speed to compensate on top of it.
Yep. I mean, honestly, that's outrageous. But yeah, I mean, this is. I've always said, we need stronger throwing dagger units or anything of that, and we finally got at least something out of that.
Yeah, we finally got a dagger that's worth a damn.
Yeah,
that's a nice thing.
People keep going, well, Kagero's still good. No. Not
well,
really.
I mean, Kagero's good.
Yes.
I still consider her like A+, but the problem is the meta is so not about infantry. It's all about horse unit, armored unit, flyer unit, and nothing about infantry except like the occasional like Ryoma sitting around and just being like, look, I'm Reinhardt father, and any blue mage fodder, and red mage fodder, and oh yeah, shit.
So, the reason, but, her weapon is much more global. It affects all tome units, all of them. Doesn't matter, armored, or, flyer, horse, whatever, as long as they are holding a tome, they're going to take bonus damage, which is just fantastic.
Yeah, that really makes her shine. Not to mention, her entire kit is about countering Reinhardt. What's this? I have a weapon that gives me 50% more attack against mages? Fuck you, Reinhardt. I have warding stance that gives me 6 more res 1 attack? Fuck you, Reinhardt.
I have guard.
I have guard to block your quicken pulse moonbow. Fuck you, Reinhardt.
And also
I have Dagger Valor. Oh, wait.
Never mind, just gonna move on from now. Yeah, exactly. But Dagger Valor, that's still a nice thing to have. I'm glad that Dagger Valor is finally in there. But shout out to some Bow Valor, please. Also maybe a Red Tome Valor. Is there a Red Tome Valor? I don't think there is.
No, there's not. There's not even a Red Tome experience.
Wow.
Like, we have gotten a grand total of 5 new Red Tome units since the start of this game. This is the category of weapon that has gotten the least new units since the start of the game.
Well, jeez. But Sakura is such an interesting... I really like her. I like that she's... even though I still kind of feel she's probably one of the weaker units of this banner, that's not saying that she's weak. That's not saying it's bad or anything like that.
I definitely wouldn't say that she's weak. In fact,
I'm just comparing them to the rest of the units that she's with, but she's still incredibly strong. So
I mean, the main thing with her is if you slap distant defense on her, like distant defense 3, and you have like res plus on her, she can tank a +10 Reinhardt that has like attack plus and death blow 3 on horse emblem, and kill him.
And kill him. Yep, that makes sense. So where would you put Sakura on a tier list?
It's, well, on a tier list, I would say it really depends. I would say she's at least S, purely because she counters like Ulf of the meta, aka Reinhardt, and a good deal of mages. Just keep in mind though that Desperation Blade Tome can definitely fuck her up. But she can also fuck them up if she's the one attacking first, so just be careful, and she's gonna be pretty useful for you.
Yeah, I honestly think she... You know, it's a lot like how people valued Olivia, you know, performing arts Olivia. It's just, instead of having a dance, she has the viability to actually kill, you know, or bait mages really well. So, I see that as a very good function. And I would put her probably above Performance Art Olivia. I don't know if I would put her in S, but I would say A plus S, somewhere in there. Like, on the borderline. All of these characters are really powerful and great, but they don't power creep or anything, which is even better. At least for me.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the power creep in this banner.
I mean, I don't really feel it too much, but I do kind of, you know, I could see...
Well, I mean, you can really feel power creep for multiple banner now.
Yeah. But still, nonetheless, now I have another Eldigan I don't know what to do with. Can I just feed him and get more SP? Can I make it plus 11 now? Can I do that? That'd be cool. Anyways, so, alright, we're gonna go through this real quick. I'm gonna give you my idea for a summoning priority if you really want to build it. But that's just because I might like Armor Emblem a lot more than most. I say... You go Henry, Jakob, then Nowi, then Sakura. But that's just me.
Yeah.
What would you say? What would you go for priority when it comes to summon?
Sorry, what?
I said, what would you go for priority when it comes to summoning on this banner? Which one would you aim for first? And then go down the list. Like, out of...
Oh, crap. I think my headset is fucking up.
Okay, well... that's the end, guys. I guess we'll just have to tell our good friend Jay that he needs to... Alright, well, you got my priorities, guys. Catch you later.